Welcome to Heartland Naturopathic Wellness Center. I'm Dr. Lisa, and I will be your tour guide for today. Come on in. So, at Heartland, the first thing you'll notice will be our front desk, and usually our beautiful Jerry is behind that front desk welcoming you. And what this part of the office is over here is where it's our reception area. And you'll notice there's usually something playing on that screen. Right now it's Love Has No Color, Christmas on the Reservation from 2012. And we just went, and you'll notice our goals for this year was to collect 50 gifts and take them to the reservation. And we actually took 72 and beyond. So we hit those goals, which is wonderful. And that's kind of what this guy right here is. And so, yes, this is our reception. This is where we welcome our patients. They sit down, they have some tea, they get ready for their appointment. And oftentimes, sometimes we have to wait, which I don't mean to make people wait, but at the same time they get to talk with other patients and find out their stories and how their healing journey has been. This is our kids' room. Kids are incredibly important. If we can get them thinking right about lifestyle, then they don't have the diseases and the issues later on in life. And they are wonderful accountability partners for their parents. When they get something, they are great at teasing or bugging their parents until the parents are doing it, right? So kids are a real asset to this clinic, and they also add to that vibrancy, and kids heal so fast. So they're a part of our wellness care, as well as a part of, we have various cases from autism, different kind of digestive disorders, skin, eczema, this kind of stuff. We see all different, and kids as well, right? So it's an incredible place. And we have the chalkboard, we have their little cute robes for their sauna and their hydrotherapy. And yeah, it's a really special, bright, vibrant place. This right here is a suite, a hydrotherapy suite, and it's actually, we sometimes tease and we call it the relaxation, and it's the living water oasis room. And so it's kind of the executive suite, if you will. So this is it's a beautiful, that purple color, healing color, and we do acupuncture in here, constitutional hydrotherapy. It's also a place where, after people have their sauna, etc., they need to maybe dry their hair so they don't go out into that cold with wet hair. And so there's a little area here. We have the hair dryer and the curler or whatever needs to be done for our female patients, as well as some of the men. They need to dry their hair too. These are our crazy clipboards, and it was an idea in the coming of Jerry. When she came, she helped bring it about. And so what they are is they actually match the different beds. So come with me. You had your clipboard here, and your file was on it. You put it into the living water oasis. See the matchy-matchy? Yes, yes. And then you go on back, and that means that your bed is now reserved. So this person gets the executive suite. Okay, and then come on further. There's just a washing hand station right here. And then we come into our physical exam room. So come on in. In our physical examination room, we do various types of exams. We definitely checked for what we call the spinal distortions, pinched and irritated nerves. We listen to that gastrointestinal tract. We see how that nervous system is running. Then we check things like the blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen, that kind of stuff as well. We make sure we get their weight and their height, and then we get a percentage of what their body fat, their hydration status, and their body mass is, so that we can, in 3 months after a patient starts, be consistently checking and making sure that their values are getting better. So, and then over here, this is a really special room. This is actually my office here. This is where the magic happens. This is where we get to inspire and encourage people to live their dream, right? To live and be the healthy, beautiful person that they're meant to be, glorifying the kingdom. This is the room where that happens. People come in with different interferences, different layers of the onion that need to be peeled away so that their body, their immune system, their nervous system adapts in this environment as best as they possibly can. and so that they are not just in terms of getting them well and getting rid of their symptoms, but so that they can go out and do the things that they were created for, right? And so that's the part that gets me super excited. We really have 3 phases of care here at the clinic. That first is that initial intensive care, and that's that intense period where we're trying to get rid of the interferences that cause the disease or cause the illness in the first place. The second is what we call the corrective care, and that corrective care is designed to get maximal healing in the body. And then the third is our wellness care. And our wellness care, that's my favorite part. That's why I feel like I was put on the planet, is to teach people about wellness care. Because health is really not just the absence of disease, but health is optimal. It's optimal physical, mental, and social well-being. And that's my job, is to help people live their optimal life. So I love it. Here we go into actually the hydrotherapy suite. And it's so neat. When I walked in this clinic with my mom, actually, before I began practice, this room and just walking through this entire clinic, it was like, it was set up and it was designed and it was ready. It was an incredible experience. And when we got to this hydrotherapy suite, I knew this place was supposed to be for us and for the wellness clinic that it would someday become. And it is becoming, and it's so exciting. This is where we do what we call constitutional hydrotherapies. And constitutional hydrotherapies help develop that nervous system so that it's tonified, so that it adapts to the environment, the stressors in the environment, as best as it possibly can. It also helps with the gastrointestinal system. So lots of people take tons of supplements, but they may not be absorbing them, right? And if that, then they have just really expensive urine, expensive bowel movements. And so the hydrotherapies, what they do is they help increase that absorption. That gastrointestinal tract is also where 70% of the immune system is. 70%. And so when we start working on that gastrointestinal system with the hot and cold towels, we actually increase the immune cells into the peripheral blood system so that they can go where they need to be to best make that individual as healthy as possible. So it's an incredible old therapy, constitutional hydrotherapy. Some people say it's a little bit like being at the spa. It uses hot and cold towels and alternates them with tonification e-stim to the liver as well. That liver is kind of like an overworked mom. There's about 3,000 functions that the liver has, and it gets gunked up over time, and so it gets tonified, and we flip them over. Hot and cold again are applied in alternating fashion, and then there's friction massage. And after the hydrotherapy, come on with me, we head them over, they take a big, beautiful glass of water and jump into the sauna. This is another acupuncture as well as hydrotherapy suite here. This is the pulse of the building. It's an incredibly healing area, and you'll notice the beds are more in community. I find that as people are healing, they have different sweet spots, right? And so maybe somebody comes in and they're a little bit anxious and isolated more in their lives, and they start out in that executive suite in the Living Water Oasis room. And then as they start to get better and they're in the sauna with other patients and they're talking more, they move into that orange, the hydrotherapy suite, the orange room, where it's still privacy, but and it's a little darkened, and there's more space between the beds. And then as they heal further, they come out into this area. And it's kind of a progression, because this is more of a community area, right? And that's part of that healing is our environment. My first year of practice, I remember I was working so hard on this woman who suffered depression, and I couldn't figure, we were doing all the right things, and I couldn't figure out why we weren't able to heal her. And years later, I come to find out that her husband was an incredibly toxic person that she was too scared to talk to me about at that time. And that's now something that's why wellness care and family care is so important, because that home environment, right, is incredibly important to that person's healing and can be an interference. And so that's why, now we really focus on that family care, that environment, and creating a wellness environment in this clinic where many of the patients become family to one another. What we have here is the sauna. Sauna is a very kind of community. It's a place to detoxify. It's a place to release those toxins. It's a place where actually, I mean, each person has about their cardiovascular system. That vasculature can go around the world 3 to 4 times. It's an incredible system. And so as soon as you get placed in that sauna, the radius of the vasculature, it actually increases. And so your heart has to pump so much harder. So it's like doing 15 to 20 minutes of cardiovascular exercise just by being in a 180-degree sauna. So there's that part to it as well. But then the part that I love most about the sauna is you sweat and you let go of stuff in it. And oftentimes patients will be praying in there together, and they release. They just leave old layers, old gunk behind. And it's a very special place for all of that. Then we get to the showers. And after the sauna, there is a part. It's a ritual for all of our patients to have to endure and go through. But again, it's about getting that nervous system tonified and putting the energy back. And you've all gotten out of a hot tub and you've just felt like, oh, kind of lethargic. What this part of the therapy does is, if somebody needs to take a full shower, they can, but the last 30 seconds of the shower is cold. And I'm not talking just like lukewarm. I'm talking the hot completely off, the cold completely on, and they stay under there for 30 seconds. Every once in a while we hear a scream at the start, right? But eventually what happens is you love it. You feel invigorated, excited. Initially it is hard. It takes nerves to come up, but it's a powerful way. And even for anybody, to end their showers when they get ready for the day with 30 seconds of cold is incredibly powerful. This is our bathroom. You'll notice that there is the baby changing station right here, and that is an incredibly important part. We do see infants, so we can get them as vibrant as we possibly can. Seeing pregnant moms, to me, is foundational. It's a time when that baby is growing, and it creates the foundation of its body, right? And so seeing those pregnant moms and helping them come along in terms of their health is incredibly important, setting the stage for that baby's future health and wellness. So that's huge, part of our practice as well. Over here we have a wheelchair accessible bathroom. So we see our youngest, we see pregnant moms, we see infants, right to my oldest patient right now is 87. So we see all forms. Then the other thing about this bathroom that's special, you'll notice the artwork. It's actually by my great-grandmother, who was an incredible woman and artist. And she actually got to paint with a group of 7. A.Y. Jackson has painted some, and one of her paintings, part of the leaves in a tree. And she was just a brilliant woman for her time, especially. And her cousin was actually Sir Frederick Banting, who discovered insulin, and so was knighted for it. And so we have that in our genes, and I'm so blessed because I have that on one side, and then I have 5 generations of chiropractic on the other side. And so we have both, those forms of 2 incredible forms of wellness coming together. And lots of healing genes here.